Yo, what's up everyone? OJ here. Welcome to another video, and today it's very special in terms of the land of Nintendo content and content creators, because Nintendo announced late last night or early this morning, depending on where you live, that they are pretty much blowing up their old Nintendo Creators Program and creating a program that's pretty much open to everyone, whereas you don't have to sign up for anything if you want to monetize Nintendo content. And for some of you guys, obviously this isn't going to mean much because you guys don't monetize content and it's not really anything. But for many people out there, and especially for content creators who love doing work on Nintendo platforms, who pretty much do work almost solely on Nintendo platforms. For example, the channel that I have right here, pretty much 95% Nintendo content, and there's some games that I don't play or I don't show more because Nintendo does copyright claims, or sometimes you get videos later or you might not get a certain reaction or something because of copyright claims from Nintendo. As someone who does content full time, it's definitely good that Nintendo is making the right steps to change all of this. I've had numerous videos content claimed from Nintendo, and as someone who does this full time, you have to make sure that you're spending your time wisely in order to make back what you're trying to do and trying to put into the channel. So Nintendo's been good with some things when it comes to the program, like all of their footage isn't claimed, so I've been able to use some footage from some games. And then sometimes I can't use this footage, sometimes I can use some promotional material, sometimes I can't use some promotional material. There's promotional material that's been included in Nintendo's, like for example, their 2017 presentation that you can't use. Like you can't use one of their B-rolls that they have for the Nintendo Switch behind the white background, but then you can use their Koizumi pointing and all the graphics and special effects that they had, like when they were doing with the whole magic tricks and all that. When the Switch was first revealed, you can't use that Splatoon footage or that trailer from there, but you can use ARMS and you can use other stuff. So it was always confusing. So doing it this way, it pretty much gives all content creators the green light to make content, although there are some rules and stipulations which we're going to get into, because that's the big thing here. Some people are saying, oh well, I can just upload gameplay footage now and not have to worry about it. No, Nintendo still doesn't want that, which, like I said, we'll get into the bullet points, and there's also a Q&A that you guys can check out. But we're going to get into how it's going to affect this channel, what we are going to do more, what we aren't going to do more. Pretty much we're just going to do more stuff. There's not going to be aren't going to do more, because these rules are such a great change from what we've seen before. Like I said, I've had countless reaction videos that I've done to Nintendo Directs and things like that. All of that is going to be okay to do now, and they're not going to be claimed, although I do them anyway just because I want that content. But stuff like Mario Kart, like I've done less Mario Kart because Nintendo claims everything from Mario Kart. There's even certain songs in Smash Brothers why I started doing custom soundtracks for Smash Brothers, because Nintendo would claim some of the songs from Mario Kart if we went to that stage, or For Glory, there'd be some of there. So I was like, you know what, let's just put custom music on there so I don't get the stuff claimed. So this is all very good stuff, guys, and let's go ahead and get into the actual bullet points in terms of what Nintendo had to say on the matter. So let's first start off with what Nintendo of America had to say. This was at 5:11 p.m. on November 28th, 2018. Quote, "We're making it easier for creative fans to show their love for Nintendo and monetize videos that include Nintendo game content. Please take a look at our new guidelines here." So they have it listed here, November 29th, 2018, Nintendo game content guidelines for online video and image sharing platforms. "We are humbled every day by your loyalty and passion for Nintendo's games, characters, and worlds, and respect that you want to be able to express yourself creatively by sharing your own original videos and images using content from our games. As long as you follow some basic rules, we will not object to your use of gameplay footage and/or screenshots captured from games for which Nintendo owns the copyright, Nintendo game content, in the content you create for appropriate video and image sharing sites. To help guide you, we've prepared the following guidelines. You may monetize your videos and channels using the monetization methods separately specified by Nintendo. Other forms of monetization of our intellectual property for commercial purposes are not permitted. We encourage you to create videos that include your creative input and commentary. Videos and images that contain mere copies of Nintendo game content without creative input or commentary are not permitted. You may, however, post gameplay videos and screenshots using Nintendo's system features, such as the capture button on the Nintendo Switch, without additional input or commentary. You are only permitted to use Nintendo game content that has been officially released or from promotional materials officially released by Nintendo, such as product trailers or Nintendo Directs. And that is huge for me, for my reactions and also for my PE news videos, where I would love to use some more like promotional material, but Nintendo copyrights some promotional material and they don't copyright other promotional material. So now all of that will be good to use. So that is great news there. If you want to use the intellectual property of a third party, you're responsible for obtaining the necessary third-party permissions. Most third parties don't care if you use their gameplay and all of that. You are not permitted to imply or state that your videos are officially affiliated with or sponsored by Nintendo. We reserve the right to remove any content that we believe is unlawful, inappropriate, or not in line with these guidelines. Now, please understand, we will not be able to respond to individual inquiries regarding these guidelines. Also, we may update these guidelines from time to time, so please refer to the latest version before sharing your content. So there you go on that, guys. This is once again very good news. I'm very happy about what's going on here with Nintendo and this new creators content program and everything, to where they're pretty much ditching their old program. And now I can actually do like the full creative type of breadth when it comes to my content. I don't really do long Let's Plays or full gameplay videos with no commentary on there. So pretty much all the stuff that you're going to see on this channel, you're going to see better editing, I guess, or better input, because there's some things that I can't put on here. For example, if you watch any of my Fire Emblem Three Houses footage, any of it, none of it actually uses the trailer that they showed for the game, because Nintendo will copyright pretty much any part of that trailer. I did 2-second clips, I think, on one of my other videos, and I got away with that. But even using anything longer than that might get you a copyright. So I've had to use still images and things like that when it comes to Fire Emblem Three Houses. I did everything that we know about Fire Emblem, and pretty much all of that was still images every single time. And it was kind of a pain outside of just using the footage that they already provided that they wanted people to see. So it's really good that they're doing that, because I'll be able to kind of creatively more edit things. I'll be able to use different types of promotional material for my PE news videos, like I talked about earlier. And one of the biggest things here for me is Mario Kart, like I've talked about before, when it comes to some of these Let's Plays and things like PE Ultimate, where I do that. That's going to be better, because now I can sit there and I can say, okay, we can play Mario Kart, and I can have no problem putting it up later and it not being copyrighted by like a million different things. Same goes for Splatoon 2. I actually stopped playing that in terms of a Let's Play with commentary. I stopped doing that because Nintendo copyright claimed that, you know, so that's awesome. And then to know even like the reactions that we do on the channel here, like I'd love to do live reaction or first reaction to this brand new trailer, where I have like my reaction, my first thing to what Nintendo does, you know, those would get copyrighted instantly for the most part. A lot of the Smash Brothers stuff, a lot of like Fire Emblem, a lot of the different shows and things like that get copyrighted. Some of them do, some of them don't. So it's going to be really cool to see like the first reactions and other things that I've been doing, which you guys do like. A lot of those, the reactions, my live streams get a lot of views on there, but copyrights because of the Nintendo Direct stuff. Nintendo used to copyright those. And at this point, Nintendo has distinctly said in there that you're okay to use promotional material and Nintendo Directs. So tree houses are all good and all of that. So that's just great to hear. Also, if you look at it, guys, this is big for Mario games, because Mario games have been like the strictest on copyright and ID claiming and all of that. They're so strict on there, and we're going to be able to get Mario stuff. So New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, that should be all good there. But I think the biggest thing that this shows, more so than anything, is that Nintendo's finally getting it. They're finally getting it when it comes to how content creators can really expand what they're already doing. Like, you're going to get more publicity, you're going to get more people probably buying your system and more people being into your system, because you're going to have more people talking about the system in a positive light. I can kind of see how things were with the Wii U and what people were doing, and the system just wasn't getting much pub or anything. But with the Switch, it's completely different, and Nintendo has learned from that experience, because we went through the whole Wii U's life, you know, 4 years or whatever, and not getting any changes to the policies or anything like that. And then we got that horrible kind of Nintendo Creators Program. Wasn't that great, I'll just be honest. I looked into it, I think I even joined it, but there was no need for me to even be in it for the most part, considering I don't really do the Let's Plays and stuff like that. So for me, it wasn't really necessarily the best option. Maybe for other people it was, but for me it was not. So it just shows that Nintendo's kind of progressed. Furukawa and that team, they've said, you know what, this is a good thing for us. They see all the passionate Nintendo fans out there. They see everybody on YouTube making the content. Heck, there's been times where I say, hey, you know, like, man, I can't believe this got copyrighted. There's been times where I put tons of effort into videos and Nintendo might copyright it for something super old, like Xenoblade Chronicles X gameplay footage. That got copyrighted the other day on my Xenoblade Chronicles 3 like what I'd like to see. A lot of the Xenoblade Chronicles X stuff was copyrighted too, and it's also another reason why I didn't do some of the footage on there, just because Nintendo would copyright some of the beginning gameplay and things like that, man. So it's just great to see that Nintendo's kind of learning from that, and they're finally understanding how YouTubers and how the media has changed so much. It's not just traditional print media or traditional online reading media or anything like that. YouTube has become ingrained into how people make decisions, into how people get their content, to how people experience things. It has taken them quite some time to understand it, but it's finally here, and I'm definitely gonna roll with it. I'm definitely gonna roll with it. So expect to see more stuff on Fire Emblem. Expect to see me talking about that more and using that gameplay footage. And like the Animal Crossing stuff, we can use that gameplay footage. We can use the stuff from Luigi's Mansion 3. I've had to use still images from there. So overall, it's just going to be better for you guys when it comes to editing. Nintendo just wants your own creative input. That's the biggest thing, which hasn't really changed. You know, they were always kind of against like the whole Let's Play type of thing. But if you finally edited a video, you can get away with some of the stuff. But some things you couldn't. It was like a Let's Play, you're doing something. Some things you just couldn't get away with. Live streams couldn't get away with. So all that's going to be dropped. We just have to make sure that people don't abuse this type of thing. There are some more fine print rules, guys. Obviously, you can't be streaming or you can't be doing content pirated games and things like that, which there has been some issues, right, with hackers and kind of what's going on. So I think Nintendo's going to keep an eye on that and to see what they can do when it comes to it. But overall, this is definitely good. It's good for all the content creators out there. I'm happy that Nintendo has reversed their decisions, and Furukawa, he's the man that really kind of put this together. There's no way Nintendo of America just decided to do this. I think this was even on the Nintendo Japan site in English. So this is really good. This is really good. And it affects Japan too. I think it affects Japan in some instances because they talk about Nico Nico and their creators program and kind of what they do as well. So it affects pretty much everybody out there creating content. Even if you're not a big content creator, even if you just got monetized or you're thinking about it, it affects you as well. So when you do get to that level, or whatever the case is, and who you watch and kind of what you see when they do edit the content and what type of content you're going to get, Mario Kart is definitely coming back. I can tell you guys that right now, is Mario Kart is definitely coming back. So this is really good news. Nintendo's finally getting it when it comes to the Nintendo Switch. And what they're going to do. They still have some ways to go. Obviously, they can improve the online. There's other things that they could do. But I think that this is a very good thing. Definitely, we should be rejoicing for this one. Better late than never. So what do you guys think about Nintendo and what they've done with the creators program here? Kind of blowing up their old one and introducing this. Is this going to inspire you to create more content on Nintendo games and everything? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Alright, Ninja, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below. We got Facebook and Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow on our social media. Really helps us spread the content of PlayerEssence across the internet in addition to YouTube. Also, make sure you check out our Patreon, Twitch, and YouTube live gaming pages and consider supporting PlayerEssence. When you do so, it gets you access to all sorts of cool benefits, perks, rewards, and emotes via YouTube membership. Hit that like button if you did like this video. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to PlayerEssence for latest RPG, Japanese, and Nintendo gaming news. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you for the next video. Peace!